for March 2013. I'm just going to go ahead and jump right into it and give you some descriptions on why and details on why I think some of the cards should be hit. For banned, we got Gateway. The reason is it creates a first turn FTK that's not hard to pull off, and you don't have to alter your main deck or extra deck to pull it off whatsoever. You need Hand of the Six Samurai, Gateway, and two other Bushido counter cards. Next up, we got Reborn. With it being a really good top deck, that's the obvious one, but being able to reuse your very powerful monsters that your opponent had trouble getting rid of, and then you are also allowed to restart combos that have been dead already. I don't think that's fair, and we're getting too used to Reborn, so I think it should go. The next card, Avarice, and in my opinion, it generates the best advantage that a card can give you in the game right now. A lot of people see it as a +1, but I see it as a +6, with refilling your whole monster engine that has already been depleted throughout the game, allowing you to gain massive advantage. A lot of people say, well, it's not being played in mini decks, but honestly, it's being played in windups, Yugioh, Machina, Mermails, Dragons, and it used to be played in Rabbits before Macro came out. So I mean, I don't know what you guys are talking about. It's being played in a lot of tier 1 decks, so I think it should go. Next up, we got Card Destruction. It generates massive advantage in Dark Worlds, but also fuels the Gishki FTK engine. If you don't know what that is, go ahead and check it out. It's ridiculous. Next up, I have two cards on here that I don't think that will be banned, but a lot of people see as banned. But I'm going to explain why. Honestly, they're probably not going to get banned. First up is BLS. I don't see this card as a threat right now, being that it's only played in 2 competitive decks, Dragons and Agents, and the Agents being the one that's topping most recently, but hasn't made a big impact at all. I see like other cards and Agents that should get hit, like Hyperion, but honestly those decks aren't even a problem, and BLS doesn't make them the decks that they are. And with the release of Evil Swarms coming out in April, you're gonna see Dragons and Agents being very underplayed, and you won't see the decks being played at all, and you won't see BLS, and the reason being is because of, like I said, Evil Swarms. And if you guys don't know what Orpheon does, Evil Swarm Orpheon does, go ahead and check that out, and then you'll understand why BLS will most likely not be banned. Next up, we got Heavy Storm. Heavy Storm, this card, everybody wants this card banned. Well, a lot of people want this banned. I think a lot of the smarter players and a lot of the better players know that this card should not be banned for many reasons. I mean, obviously it's a good back row removal, and it sucks to get hit by a Heavy Storm when you have 3 back row and you can't stop it. But that's the thing, you have to play around those situations, and you have to make it to where you're putting yourself in the best situation. And if you take Heavy Storm away, it's just going to be, Logia set 5, or T-King set 5, or how about the Spy and then set 5, or even with Fire Fist coming out. I think Heavy Storm is a good card for the format, for next format. So I think that should definitely stay. For limited, I have Atlantean Dragoons. People want Undyne, but I don't think they understand why Dragoons should really go to 1. Personally, I've played Mermails. I have topped 8 with it at regionals, and have done very well with it. It's my go-to deck, and I know from personal experience that Dragoons should really go to 1. It's not Undyne. You don't need Undyne, and I'll explain why Undyne should not go to 1 at the end of the limited list. So we got Dragoons. It's Mermail's consistency. It grabs your Diva, grabs your Megalo, grabs your Glaze. So it's just your consistency of the deck, and just allows you to do some really unfair plays. And when it goes to 1, if it does go to 1, you will have to choose wisely what you're going to pick. So you're going to have to choose wisely, pick the Diva, the Glaze, or the Megalo. Next up on the list, we have Rabbit, Rescue Rabbit. Honestly, I love this card before it became super and Macro became so big. But this card proved even at 2, it still can top a YCS and win a YCS. And with it being in later the format and it being played in other tier 1 decks like Fire Fist and Evil Swarms, I think it's time for it to go to 1. People say, hit Logia and stuff like that, but what the real problem is with hitting those cards is you're hitting other decks in the process that aren't even a problem like Evils. So I think you need to keep Logia and Dalka where it is, hit the root, which is Rabbit. Moving on here, we got Dark World Snow. I feel like Dark World should finally get hit consistency wise. They are just they're a very powerful deck. In next format, I feel like if they don't get touched, they're just going to be that much more powerful. Next up, we have Sinister Serpent. I don't know why this card can't be unbanned. I see it being decent in Frogs with Swap Frog, but other than that, I don't see it as good. People say, oh, it's going to be good in Mermels. Not really. Trust me, not really. You want to use your Atlanteans to gain advantage, not a Sinister Serpent that just comes back to your hand for, ooh, that's nice. Also, I think Rekindling should go to 1. I feel like a +4 for monster-wise and able to go into Quasar first turn is pretty ridiculous, so that needs to go to 1. Also, I feel like Gear Frame should go to 1. It's a very, very powerful engine right now, and over in Japan, it's doing really, really good with the release of Template Goldfish. I think the engine needs to be hit consistency-wise, and I feel like Machina Gear Frame should go to 1. Undyne, why I think it should not be hit. People don't realize that you have to play really bad cards to use Undyne. Gen X Controller. It's a 3-star dark, normal 1400 tuner. That's not doing anything for you unless you have, unless you play Regeki Break or Phoenix Wind Blast or Allure Darkness or the Mind Control, which a lot of people don't play the Regeki Break and Phoenix Wind Blast, and Allure Darkness some people don't play. I personally didn't play it. I don't like it, and I like the Mind Control with it though. But it makes you play really bad cards, and also in the next set it's going to be replaced by this card called Tidal. It's called Tidal, the Waterfall Suppressor Dragon. It's really good, and I personally will be replacing Undyne with that card. So go ahead and check that card out. It's really good. It'll be replacing Undyne in my opinion. Next up for Semi, we got TG Striker. The TG engine isn't doing good right now. Nobody plays it except TG Stun. Why not give him a card back? High Priestess, the Prophecy Destroyer. I really fear Spellbooks next format with the release of Spellbook of Judgment, but most likely they won't get hit, but hopefully they do, but most likely not. Next up, Gladiator Beast Bestiary. Putting this card to 2 makes Glad Beast a very playable deck, and it'd be tier 1.5 at best. So why not give them some push? Next is Blackwings, Blackwing Gale. I feel like you can bring this back. It's not going to do anything. It just help them Gale out the ditch a little bit. The deck won't be busted whatsoever, and it'll be still very slow, and it's definitely not in its prime anymore. So why not bring it back? If you ban Gateway, I feel like Xian should go back to 2. Just my opinion. Next, Book of Moon. I feel like this card can slowly start coming back. It would be nice to have some more chainable cards in the next format and some more control. Next up, I'm surprised this hasn't come back already. Mizuki. Zombies aren't doing anything. They topped that 1 YCS, and I don't even know how it even topped. But Mizuki definitely should go to 2. Next up for Unlimited, Malicious should go back to 3. Putting this card back to 3, people say, oh, it's going to be bringing Taladad back, but in reality, it won't, because the deck won't be even similar to what it used to be. Next up is Summoner Monk. This card makes some pretty good Exceed plays, but with the cost of the spell card and it not being as good as it used to be, I don't see a problem with it going back to 3. I mean, you'd be using like maybe Infernities to make Laval Chain to put Archfiend on top of deck, but I mean, just some cool stuff, unnecessary stuff you have to do with it. It's definitely not as good as it used to be. And last up, we got Lumina the Lightsworn, whatever it's called. Sworns is a powerful deck, but honestly, it's doing nothing. And putting this to 3, I feel as though it'll be safe. It's done nothing. It's maybe topped a few regionals, maybe, and I think it'd be fine going back to 3. Okay, that was my ban list. Go ahead and tell me what you guys think. I think it's pretty good ban list. I think it's pretty good, but go ahead and rate, comment, and subscribe. And Team Master Blasters out. Peace.